Yes, some very proud faces amongst the Hungarian contingent, and why not? They've done themselves proud so far. They've done surprisingly well, really, to be unbeaten. There was always a chance they'd get through to the knockout stages, given that so few teams were eliminated from the groups, but they stood toe-to-toe, didn't they, with Portugal in that thrilling 3-3 draw. But they had already qualified before that final group match, Trevor, and I would imagine they won't be quite so carefree in this game.
No, but it's no point sitting back against Belgium, because they've got so much quality going forward. They've got to be a threat going forward themselves, and I just feel that scoring 3 goals against Portugal or through to the quarter-finals will give them the utmost of confidence to go into this game believing they can score goals. If they can shut up shop at the back, and Kirai, the oldest man in the tournament, who keeps on breaking his own record, can stay concentrated, I think they've got a great chance of keeping a clean sheet. They've only lost 1 out of the last 8 games, and I'm sure they're going into this game with a lot of confidence, but understanding that they're probably against the most expensive squad in the Euros, and they're probably one of the least expensive squads.
Yes, they do say that the Belgian squad on paper is worth 20 times that of the Hungarian squad. The Hungarian team then, 7 of them, by the way, on yellow cards. Kirai, the oldest keeper in town, as we keep calling him, extending his record. Who'd have thought the grey jogging bottoms would have seen it through to the 3rd week of the Euros. Then across the back for Hungary, it's Adam Long, Richard Guzmic, Roland Juhas and Tamas Kadar recalled. Zoltan Gira and Adam Naj are the holding players in midfield. Then it's the captain Zuzak, who scored those 2 deflected goals against Portugal. Kleinheisler returns, Larencic keeps his place, and Soloy is up front. So 3 changes, 3 players returning because they were rested against Portugal to avoid the risk of suspension. Belgium make 1 change from the victory over Sweden. Dries Mertens of Napoli comes in for his first start of the tournament in place of Yannick Carrasco. So it's Courtois in goal. The back 4 of Meunier, Alderweireld, Vermeulen and Vertonghen. It's Witsel and Nainggolan. Then Mertens, De Bruyne, Hazard the captain, and Romelu Lukaku up front. Lukaku's had a good tournament so far. Has scored 2 goals, both of them against the Irish. Might have had a couple more against the Swedes as well. 1 disallowed for offside, and then also denied in fine fashion by Isaacson in the Swedish goal. The countdown to kick-off is reaching a crescendo, and we're underway. Our referee is Milorad Mazic from Serbia, and it's Belgium in possession of the ball in the opening stages. A rich green playing surface in Toulouse, and it's the Belgians who've had to change colours. They're playing in their rather strange, I think, alternative kit, powder blue with 3 hoops on the fronts of the national colours, black, red and yellow, and Hungary in the red shirts, the white shorts and the green shorts. They're familiar colours, and they have it on the halfway line. Solai out to the far side, and Zuzak is capped in to Kleinheisler, who helps it on to the edge of the penalty area, headed away by Vertonghen for Belgium, and Belgium again have the ball under their control. And here now on halfway is De Bruyne. He works it out to the captain, Hazard of Chelsea, down the near left-hand side. Infield to De Bruyne, and then Vertonghen is overlapping, herring after the ball on the left-hand side, but the pass is just slightly overhit. It runs out of play for a throw-in for Hungary, tight against their own corner flag. 0-0.
Yeah, lively start from both teams, probing down one side. Obviously, we're looking for goals in this game, and I feel if you can get De Bruyne on the ball for Belgium, they've got a great chance. He made the most amount of chances of any player in the Euros, and I'm sure he's going to extend that today.
Same old formation for Belgium, always of course with Mark Wilmots. It's the 4-2-3-1, but he seems to have settled a dispute over where Hazard and De Bruyne play. De Bruyne as the number 10 and Hazard having to play out wide, starting here on the left hand side, and I think he has perhaps helped to calm down Hazard a little bit by giving him the captaincy with company not being available.
Responsibility, I think he's taking it on his shoulders. I'd like to see him, especially when he's on the wing, to still try and get to the wrong side of the defender. He only did it a couple of times in the last game, but it's very, very effective when he does that, and he looks like he's got a turn of pace. I don't know why he doesn't do it so often.
Hungary in possession on the far side, and the ball is nudged out of play. That is going to be a throw-in, and it was Pinter who managed to forced the throw, which has taken over on the far side. Back to him, he gets it again. Tall, angular figure in midfield for Hungary, who I don't think was originally on the team sheet, so there might have been a late switch around there by the Hungarians. We'll have to check that one out for you, but Pinter has certainly started this game. Here's Hazard on the near side for Belgium. Halfway inside Hungarian terrain, and his right-footed ball off the outside of his foot is poorly played straight through to that man, 40 years plus now, Gabor Kirai, who needs to concentrate and not be too eccentric in this particular game.
I think
he's had his moments.
That is his biggest problem, his concentration. You know, against Iceland he was at fault for the penalty that they conceded, and also against Portugal he was messing about with Ronaldo, and you know, he's quite fortunate that Ronaldo didn't score a hat-trick against him. He's got to concentrate and do the simple things right, and I think he'll be fine.
Here's Nainggolan, who scored that excellent goal against Sweden. Drifts a ball down the left to Hazard again. He's attacking the fullback. He's to the edge of the penalty area on his right foot. Back to Nainggolan. And Hungary with 7, 8, 9 red shirts already back behind the ball. Here's Vertonghen with another run forward for Belgium. Wide to Nainggolan, the Roma man. Back to the edge of the penalty area. Hazard weaves his way forward. Just slightly overstruck the ball, and it was cleared away by the defender in front of him inside the penalty area, and already Hungary on the back foot.
Yeah, and I think Belgium have learnt from that Italian game. You know, they're going to be patient, they're not going to get frustrated, they're not going to start losing the mentality, they're going to stay nice and composed, try and shorten the passes up in the final third when you've got a really compact, disciplined defence lining up in front of you.
Here come Belgium again, this time on the right-hand side with Meunier, the right full-back. That's been one of their problem areas. He's got it back on the edge of the area. Now De Bruyne, right-footed shot, rising over the top of the bar, well over the top of the bar in the end there from the Manchester City player. But early threat being carried by Belgium. Firm favourites to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a bad strike. Half volley. Always going over, but it was worth a strike from De Bruyne, who doesn't really score as many as he should. You know, he gets in a lot of situations, but he's more of a supplier of goals than a scorer.
Yeah, still looking for his first successful strike of the tournament. And Hazard, by the way, he went that long spell, of course, without a Premier League goal, almost a year between goals scored in the Premier League for Chelsea. He also has a pretty barren record recently in tournament football with Belgium. No goals in over 600 minutes, 637 minutes. Here's Vertonghen defending for Belgium. It's a loose clearance, though, picked up on the near side by Laurentić for Hungary, but smoothly away by Belgium. And here is Hazard with the captain's armband, infield to De Bruyne, who's knocked off the ball, though, by Zoltan Gira. Gira down the near side. Laurentić with the cross into the centre. It's a poor one, too low, and kneed away really by Thomas Vermaelen, the former Arsenal captain, back out to the near side. Laurentić with another chance, this time a low left-footed shot from the Hungarian wide man is straight through to Thibaut Courtois in the Belgian goal.
Yeah, quite a decent, dangerous situation that. Long got down the right-hand side, coming on his left foot, and he just hit it towards goal, but if Salai could have got on the end of that, that could have been dangerous for Courtois in the Belgian goal.
Here's Hazard on the near side for Belgium, then comes across to Lukaku, who tried to flick on the near post. He was under pressure, good job, there was a defender there. Just put Lukaku slightly off his stride, or else it might have been one of those clever flicks into the back of the net from the Everton man, who really has been showing his better side in this tournament so far. And he's got another opportunity from the angle, closed down by Kirai. He wants a corner. He took a bit of a buffeting in there, did Romelu Lukaku, and it is going to be a corner for Belgium. It was De Bruyne with a through ball. There was Lukaku. Two defenders squeezing him out of it, and the goalkeeper too, and it finally went behind off Kirai's arm. So
good save.
Yeah, good save. Corner for De Bruyne to take. Outswinger from the far side. 0-0. 6 minutes played in this match in Toulouse. Curled in towards Lukaku. Above him, Witzel's in there trying to be prominent inside the box for Belgium, but he's ushered off the ball, and Hungary clear it away to the halfway line. But two chances there in a matter of seconds, both for Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah, great. Exactly what I was talking about from Hazard down the left-hand side for Belgium. Taking on long, getting half a yard and just putting a cross in there, and Lukaku was nearly on the end of it.
Here's Hazard, bright start by Belgium to the edge of the area. De Bruyne works it onto his left foot, fires in, and it's saved low down by Kirai. He went down low to his left-hand side, the goalkeeper. It was pretty close to him and wasn't as firmly struck as De Bruyne was envisaging as he drew back his boots. But another warning shot across the bows of Hungary. But they're coming forward now with Pinter low into the penalty area along the dead ball line, straight through to Courtois. But they seem to have an appetite for the contest of Belgium, don't they?
Yeah.
In the first 8 minutes or so.
Look very, very in charge in that final third against Hungary. Lots of confidence, lots of positivity in the forward play from Belgium. Movement off the ball's been superb. They're moving the ball around nice and zippily as well. And a fantastic start for Belgium, getting closer.
Hungary have been disrupted prior to the kick-off. I was saying that Pinter was out there playing number 16 for Hungary, and he wasn't on the original team sheet. That's because Kleinheisler, who'd been having a good tournament, the red-haired number 10, who has certainly been amongst the better players for Hungary, he had to withdraw from the starting 11 because of an injury just 15 minutes before the start. So that's why Pinter's out there. Here's Dries Martins. Martins making his first start for Belgium, has lost it, and it's cleared away by Kirai.
Yeah, it's a blow that for the midfield there as well, because Kleinheisler's been a fantastic servant and he's done really well in this tournament. I'm sure Pinter will do his best in there for Hungary, but Kleinheisler, that'll be a blow for the manager.
Hazard has had a lot of touches already down the left, and he's involved again close to the corner flag, trying to turn infield for Belgium. Lays it back to Vertonghen, one of the Tottenham contingents with Belgium. Forward to De Bruyne. De Bruyne slips his man and then is pulled back from behind by Adam Long, who actually is one of 4 players in the starting 11 for Hungary who's not already on a yellow card in the competition. He doesn't receive one for that either. Should have done, really, pulling back at the shoulder and the shirt of De Bruyne, and it's a free kick for Belgium out to the left-hand side, but within striking distance of the goal. But it could be one of those curled efforts in towards the far post to give uncertainty to defenders and goalkeeper alike, and maybe creep in at the far post. De Bruyne there not on his right foot once the vanishing spray is applied. Just one man, Naj, in the wall for Hungary. Kirai has a clear sight of this.
Doesn't look like 10 yards, that.
Well, the spray is down, so you can't blame Naj. He's not creeping forward. It's curled in towards Lukaku, and coming in behind Lukaku to score was Toby Alderweireld, the Tottenham man, sneaking in round the back. A powerful header, but he was unmarked. Belgium had an overload at the far post, and their great start to this game is rewarded with a deserved goal. Hungary 0, Belgium 1.
Brilliant cross, fantastic execution of the header by Alderweireld, but where was the marking? You know, the Hungarian defence was there, they stepped up, didn't get the offside decision, and they're queuing up at the back post. I think it was Lukaku and Alderweireld, they're queuing up. To me, to you, take your pick. Great finish.
Yeah, it could have been either one of them. Lukaku, it just perhaps grazed his eyebrows, and there was Alderweireld coming in behind him with a very firm header. The Tottenham man playing as centre-back for Belgium, and that really was a powerful header, close to Kirai, but he could hardly move a 40-year-old muscle to get anywhere near that one.
I think because of the trajectory of the ball, the quality in from De Bruyne, he couldn't come for that because he would be scared that he'll end up getting a collision with one of the forward players oncoming. Fantastic execution of the free kick, obviously one from the training ground. 1-0 to Belgium, fully deserved. They started this first 10-15 minutes very well.
And that is only a second international goal ever for the Tottenham man, Toby Alderweireld. So a precious moment for him, and it moves Belgium closer to those quarter-finals in what is a very interesting half of the draw, seen by many as the weaker half of the draw. And as things stand, it'll be Belgium against Wales on Friday night.
Yeah, I think Wales will be quietly confident that they can get a result again. Obviously in the qualifying rounds he had to play Belgium a few times and held their own, so yeah, that's a draw that I'm sure the Welsh contingent will be happy with.
Well, Wales and Belgium were in the same qualifying group for this European Championship, and it was 0-0 in Brussels, and a 1-0 win thanks to Gareth Bale for Wales in Cardiff in the return. And the previous meeting was also a 1-1 draw before that, so Wales on a 3-match unbeaten run against the Belgians. What the Welsh will be worried about is the law of averages, and B, Belgium are playing quite well here.
Yeah, they've not conceded in the last 2 games in this championships. They've started to look a little bit more like a team after the first opening disappointment and result against Italy, but they've started to look a lot more together. and they'll be worried that the more this tournament goes on, the better Belgium are becoming.
Hungary strike it long, Solo will chase, but Courtois is well outside of his penalty area. Total control of the situation there for the Belgian goalkeeper, and he clears all the way through to his opposite number, Gabo Kirai, not helped by his lucky sweatpants with that early goal flying past him. 10 minutes on the clock when Belgium took the lead. We're in the 13th minute now. A reminder that earlier the Republic of Ireland bowed out, losing 2-1 against the French despite taking a very early lead with a Robbie Brady penalty. 2 goals from Griezmann in the second half won it for the French, and Duffy was sent off as well for Ireland in that game. They had to try and get back into it with 10 men, which was a fairly thankless task in the end. So the hosts are through to play either England or Iceland, who this time tomorrow will be playing each other in steamy Nice, live here on 5 Live from the BBC. John Murray and the team out there. The ball's on the edge of the penalty area with Hungary. They're trying to force the issue here with the ball into the box, but cleared away by Witsel. Out for a throw-in for Hungary down the near side. Long is going to take it. Holds it down the line. There is Pinter trying to control it close to the corner flag, and he's run it out of play, unfortunately, under a bit of pressure, and that is going to be a goal kick for Belgium. So 1-0 to Belgium as we watch another replay of the goal, and it doesn't make any brighter viewing for anybody who was coaching the Hungarian defence.
No, the defensive coach will be devastated with this. No 2 men free at the back post, and it's an easy execution in the end. Fantastic header. Great start for the Belgians, but they've made it very easy for them to go in the lead, and that'll be disappointing, especially after the team talk before they went out.
Yeah, November 2013, the only other international goal for Alderweireld. That was against Japan. He's on target here, though, against Hungary, and Belgium lead by 1-0. And their supporters are in good voice. The team known as the Red Devils, even though they're in powder blue for this one. But the supporters all in red, so too the supporters of Hungary. So it's a vision of redness is to lose. Hungary have possession just inside the Belgian half. Soloi lays a very lazy loose ball into midfield. Lukaku's onto it, sends it forward to De Bruyne, and De Bruyne's shot on the run, right-footed, is kept out by the legs of Kirai. They were carved open there after an awful pass by Soloi. Romelu Lukaku, first time ball onto De Bruyne, denied by the keeper. Corner.
Absolutely brilliant touch that from Lukaku. Really fine little touch, put through to De Bruyne, got the ball out of his feet, hit the target. Corner.
Everton supporters might be a little worried by this flush of good form from Lukaku. Does he see himself in the shop window? Maybe,
but why would you leave Everton? New boss, a lot of new investment in the club, and fantastically supported club anyway, Everton Football Club, so why would you want to leave?
Here's Witsel for Belgium, leading 1-0. He drives one in from 25 yards out, that's blocked. I think he was muttering something under his breath about playing in the Champions League at one stage.
Wow.
Oh, an error by Courtois at the Belgian end of the ground, and the ball has been smuggled away from him. What was he doing there, Trevor? He was
just slipped,
waiting for the ball to arrive and kick it, and he slipped over
on his standing foot, and his right foot just I mean, it's lucky he didn't touch the ball, because if he did touch the ball, that could have been an own goal.
Yeah, it's gone behind for a corner. It was a pass back to the goalkeeper. He slipped as he tried to strike it, and at least the defender did the right thing and play the ball away from the goal when he passed back to his goalkeeper. That's what you're taught to do. In comes the corner, deep to the far post. Witsel heads it away.
Good defending.
The man on the spot there, Axel Witsel, to clear for Belgium, who continue to lead by 1-0 despite that dodgy moment for Courtois. There's been a lot of discussion about the pitches, and Courtois will be watching his footing very carefully from now on.
I don't think that was anything to do with the pitches. It looked like he just got his agility wrong, his footing wrong, and it looked like he was toe pecking the ground. His foot fell beneath him, and he completely missed the ball. Fortunately, like you said, it was off target with the back pass.
Here's Lukaku for Belgium, down the near side for Hazard, who's knocked off the ball by Long. Good interception by the Hungarian fullback, the right back, who had been playing centre back at the start of the tournament, but Hungary without their first choice right back, Attila Fiola. We saw him getting injured, didn't we, in the first game against Austria?
Ankle injury.
turned his ankle horribly in a challenge with Christian Fuchs. But Hungary played pretty well in that first game against Austria. That was one of the big surprises of the first few days of the tournament. Then they were a bit fortunate with the late own goal, which gave them a point against Iceland, and then they played out the 3-3 with Portugal, so they're unbeaten. And now here's a foul by their captain Zuzak. He was chasing down Witsel into the fullback area. He was never going to reach the ball. He fouls the Belgian midfield man, and it's going to be a free kick for Belgium deep back inside their own half.
Yep, it really suits Belgium, this, taking an early lead, because it means that Hungary can't just sit back and hit them on the counter-attack. They've actually got to go out there and probe themselves and try and get back into this game, and that will suit the Belgians, because I'm sure they're going to look to utilise that space and take advantage of any gaps that the Hungarians might leave.
Here's the goal scorer, Alderweireld, inside his own half this time for Belgium. Rakes a pass out to the near side. It's easily cut out though by Long on the near side for Hungary. Infield to Zuzak, the skipper, one of the stars of the show for Hungary so far. Nice ball to Kadar down the far side, but
just
the referee thought the ball
just one hand.
Handled.
Yeah, just one hand.
Handled by Kadar, yeah.
I think it was his forehand.
He was stretching up, just on the upper part of the arm and then onto the other hand. A double handball, just the one free kick though for Belgium already taken, and here's Dries Mertens to De Bruyne. De Bruyne back to Meunier. And the Belgians content with their 1-0 scoreline at the moment. It's been a picture-perfect start really for them, with a goal from Alderweireld. Belgium looking to clinch a place in the quarter-finals as they did in the World Cup 2 years ago. The golden generation of Belgian football. Everybody has a golden generation once in a while, they say. Can they capitalise? They've won another corner thanks to the probings of Hazard, this time down the right-hand side. The ball goes off Gira. Another corner for Belgium, and Hungary have to be tighter this time from the set piece.
Exactly what you want from Hazard again. Great feet, good power, looking to penetrate into that final third behind the defence of the Hungarians. Wins the corner. Great play.
20th minute, Hungary 0, Belgium 1 in this match being played in Toulouse, the round of 16 at Euro 2016. Kevin De Bruyne is going to take an outswinger in front of all the Hungarian supporters behind that goal. In it goes towards Alderweireld, who's in there again. Sola, I think the big centre forward, was back there to clear it for Hungary. Just leapt above Alderweireld. They defended that better, but the pressure is back on with Mertens down the near side to Vertonghen. Clever skills here by the fullback. The Tottenham man low into the area. Lukaku with his back to goal feeds it back. Alderweireld fancies another goal, and he gets right underneath the shot from 25 yards out. Why not? He's full of confidence.
I think his eyes were very, very wide. Little bit of a nosebleed there. It's 25-30 yards out. Very difficult skill to score from there, but why not? He's already scored. Why not have another go? He's confident. Completely gets it wrong.
Well, 4 of Belgium's 5 goals so far in the tournament have been assisted by either De Bruyne or Hazard, which shows that they are beginning to click. Lukaku scored a couple as well. That's quite a trilogy of forward players that they have at their disposal.
Yeah, and I think the way that Mark Wilmots, the manager of Belgium, has adapted the team, and he's put De Bruyne in the middle because he realises he's probably the most talented player to play that number 10 role, and put Hazard on the left wing, which has suited both players. And I think both players' performances have picked up since they've been changed in their position from the first game against Italy.
Yeah, they were being written off as Belgium being Belgium, underperforming again against Italy, but they've certainly pepped up since then, starting with that second half 3-goal display against the Republic of Ireland. Here are Hungary. Gira out to the far side. It's a good ball, well controlled by Lorencic, and back to the halfway line. Nagy to Gira again. Gira, the second oldest goal scorer ever in the Euros after his excellent strike, the first goal against the Portuguese in that 6-goal game. Hungary inside their own half with the centre-back Juhas. And now it's Guzmic and Gira to Nagy. They're keeping possession inside their own half, but it's a loose back pass for Kirai, sends him scampering across his penalty area under no pressure, but they're making little impression on the game, Hungary, at the moment, and they need a goal to stay in the tournament.
Yeah, I think a little respite. They've conceded quite a few chances recently in the last 5-10 minutes, and I think they just want to keep possession to just slow that down a little bit and get a bit of composure on the ball.
Here's Zuzak, floats one to Lorencic, who controls it on his chest over on the far side. He's faced up by Meunier. There's an overlapping run there by Kadar, and a decent ball towards the far post. Gira was in there leaping, but Courtois was right underneath that one, and the big man in black, the Belgian goalkeeper, rolls it out underarm and sets up a counter thrust, and it's Nainggolan down the far side to Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne to Nainggolan, back to Hazard just outside the area, strikes one against the defender who blocked it well, and it ricochets to Kadar over on the far side for Hungary, who juggles with the ball on his head and then clears to Solai. Good work that was by the former Newcastle United reserve player. Kadar over on the far side. He's had a good tournament at left back for Hungary.
Great play by Courtois, made up for his earlier error, won the ball in the air, really good take, and then his dispersal was rapid and started the counter-attack for the Belgians. Fantastic play for the goalkeeper.
Here's Long leaving it for Solai on the near side for Hungary. Tall, lanky centre forward finds Zizek, is captain with a low shot, and Courtois is forced into action. It was never going to beat him to his left-hand side, but he had to dive down low and make sure he held on to it.
Yeah, good play, good positive play. You know, they built up down the right-hand side, probing, recycled the ball well. It fell to Zuzak, who just got the wrong side of the defender, kept him there, used his body strength really well, and just about got the shot off, but very comfortable save for Courtois. But promising signs, I have to say, for the Hungarians. They've settled down now, and they're looking like they might want to try getting this game.
He could have done with another one of his famous deflections, could Zuzak, after those 2 goals against Portugal. That rarely happens twice in a match.
So often you see players get towards the edge of that box and decide not to shoot and try a slip pass or keeping the ball another way and lose possession, and I'm sure after that they all think, I should have shot. He's had a shot, and sometimes it can deflect and completely bamboozle the goalkeeper and fly in the bottom corner.
Still 1-0 to Belgium. We've played 24 minutes in this match in Toulouse on 5 Live from the BBC. I told you about the Republic of Ireland being beaten in the end 2-1 by the French in Lyon, and there was victory as well for Germany. Very impressive. 3-0 against Slovakia, and they missed a penalty. Ozil failing with the penalty in that game, but the Germans are through. Here come Belgium on the far side. It's a great run by Mertens and a low ball into the 6-yard box, which was misplaced really. It was straight at the goalkeeper Kirai. He had options in the middle. Hazard was screaming for the ball at the far post, but it didn't reach him.
Great movement though by Mertens to get in there in the first place. He comes short, looking for the ball to feet, and then span over the top. The ball was played over the top. Great penetration and directness from Belgium, and the ball in the end was very disappointing when it was a really good situation that they were in.
Hazard to De Bruyne after the error by Gira. Now it's Lukaku to Witsel with the famous frizzy hair out to the far side. He finds Meunier, the right full back who plays for Club Brugge in Belgium, one of the few actually based in their home country, laced with Premier League performers, of course, this Belgian team and indeed the squad. Vermaelen is now at Barcelona, of course, and he gets a touch to Alderweireld. Forward to Lukaku, who lets it run for De Bruyne. Lukaku, very keen to come back and join in with the midfield and hold the ball up. Good centre-forward play from Lukaku. Meunier to Lukaku again, and this time his layoff is slightly astray, and Hungary are onto the loose ball with Pinter, who drives through the centre circle to the left of the pitch, and then his forward ball is not a good one, and Courtois will clear.
I was just going to say the same thing as you just said there, Ian. Lukaku's link-up play has been outstanding apart from that last touch, but even his reaction when he lost the ball, he chased the player back and forced him into the error. But for Everton, too many times last season his link-up play wasn't good enough, and it's good to see that he's improved and he's looking to play a big part in this Belgium team in the build-up rather than just getting on the end. 26
minutes played. Tomorrow night on 5 Live, of course, at this time we'll be in Nice. Sounded quite nice there. John Murray was describing the scene. Idyllic, I think, was the word he used.
Beautiful.
Not sure what that means. Didn't like the sound of it, though. England against Iceland, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Before that, of course, it's the small matter of Italy against Spain. That's a 5 o'clock start on 5 Live. Coverage of the first day of Wimbledon starts as well on 5 Live Sports Extra tomorrow from 11:30 with Djokovic starting the defence of his title. The ball's on the far side with Hungary. Kadar to Larencic and back into his own half to Guzmic, And now Pinter, who was called up to the starting 11 just before the kick-off. Long diagonal ball out to the near side, well headed away by Vertonghen, but it will be a Hungarian throw halfway inside the Belgian half.
Just thinking about that Spain-Italy game, it's probably the two most contrasting styles of football in European football, but I'm still so looking forward to it.
Hazard to Lukaku, lovely slip ball by Hazard, who's surely offside as he races on to the return ball from Lukaku. He started the run too quickly and Hungary were disciplined, and he was caught in the trap.
Pronto, he wanted it quicker. He took an extra touch there, Lukaku, when I think Hazard wanted it first time. If he plays it first time, he's in. He needed that extra touch just to settle the ball down, and as doing that, he couldn't hold his run, Hazard, and he ran into an offside situation. But very dangerous play, and it shows that Hazard is looking to penetrate in behind the final third and behind the Hungarian back line.
Hungary in possession. Guzmic rolls it across his own half to Uhaj, who's well known to the Belgians, having 4 times won the championship with Anderlecht in Belgium. Uhaj, the centre-back for Hungary, but here's Hazard again to De Bruyne. Digs out a ball to Hazard, who's very strong up against Naj. Hazard's done ever so well, and then he slips a pass straight to the defender, Kadar.
Kadar read it really well, fantastic improvisation, read that ball really well, cut it out, and they've kept possession.
Hazard was strong there, shoulder to shoulder, and he's only little.
Yeah, but Naj is a young boy, he's quite slender in build. I've been really impressed with Naj in the middle of the field for Hungary. Rumours that he's going to get a transfer, but I think the club that he plays for are holding out until after the championships because he's been so impressive, and they might get more money for him.
Yeah, he plays for Ferencváros. He came through their youth system. He's only just turned 21 a few days ago. Has Naj in the midfield for Hungary, and Marseille have certainly tabled a bid which is fairly sizable. I think he wants to go there, but as Trevor Sinclair was saying, Ferencváros think there might be a better offer if he continues to impress, but he might only have another hour or so left in the tournament. So might Hungary, unless they can score a goal, because Belgium lead by 1-0. Here's Long on the near side for Hungary, plays it towards his skipper Zizek, but the other captain is back there, hungrily winning the ball back for Belgium. That man is Eden Hazard to Lukaku, who's drifted slightly to the left hand side. Mertens is overlapping, that's a decoy run, chipped into the area, and De Bruyne with a header straight at the goalkeeper Kirai. But beautiful build-up play there from Belgium involving Lukaku again, who's playing like a man possessed. It was a good run down the left from Mertens, which drew defenders away, and De Bruyne was in the space in the middle.
Exactly, and that's what it takes. It takes that dummy run down the outside by Mertens, takes another defender, gives Lukaku that extra bit of time on the ball, and I have to say, the type of ball that he played, a little dinky pass over the defence into the oncoming De Bruyne, was a superbly weighted ball. The only thing is, De Bruyne couldn't get enough power on the header to trouble the goalkeeper, and it was handled safely.
Lorencic here for Hungary tries his luck and blazes one over the top of the bar. It was just slipping away from him on his right foot as he hit it from just a little over 20 yards out, and it spins over the top of the bar into the darkness of the crowd.
Yeah, Lorencic has got a turn of pace, though. You can see that he's got good balance, good agility, nice little drop of the shoulder, goes past him quite easily and just leans back on that shot. If he can hit the target there, that's a fantastic situation to be in.
Well, Hungary in their first major tournament finals for 30 years. They don't want it to end here. They've accepted all the accolades from back home, but they want to go further, and they've got possession in the red deep inside their own half, and they have managed to fashion a couple of openings. Courtois had to make that one low save, but generally it's been Belgium on top, creating good opportunities, and they might have scored a second by now with just slightly steadier finishing from De Bruyne in particular. The ball is with Gira, formerly of West Brom and Fulham, of course, the 37-year-old in the midfield for Hungary, the Magyars of Hungary, not quite the mighty Magyars of the 1950s, Puskás and all of that, the team that should have won the World Cup in 1954 but somehow managed to lose the final to West Germany. Here now is Lukaku for Belgium, 1-0 up, Nainggolan back to Lukaku, bit of space on the edge of the area, and he slices his shot horribly off target. Who's he trying to blame for that? He looks across, shouts at someone, but it was a horrible effort. Yeah,
giving the ball away cheaply in the midfield there, Hungary, Gira. Lukaku gives it early because he wants it back, typical centre-forward play, but if you can see at the far post De Bruyne, he just wants it to play across goal. If it goes in, great. If it doesn't, he's there for the rebounds off the goalkeeper. And disappointing finish that. To miss at the near post is poor from Lukaku. Needs to do better.
13 minutes remaining in the first half of this match into lose, and here comes another wave from Belgium in the shape of Hazard. Dabs it forward to De Bruyne, back to Hazard, who lets it run. Here's Witsel to the little man Mertens over on the far side. He's smaller than Hazard and De Bruyne. He's only 5'7" is the Napoli man, and he's lost possession.
Hazard's dictating this game now. When he gets on the ball, he's walking past players like they're not even there. He's using his body really well, and he's having a big impact on this game.
But it's Hungary in possession for the time being. Larencic forward down the far side. Here's Pinter on the edge of the area into Solai. Can he turn his man? Vermaelen, no good defending. He's squeezed out of it by three blue-shirted Belgian defenders, and Belgium come forward over the halfway line with Witsel of Zenit St. Petersburg, but apparently on his way out of Russia. It's going to be some transfer merry-go-round at the end of this championship. So many players with their futures on hold, and one or two of them in this Belgium team, it must be said. Hazard and Courtois, of course, there'll be speculation about them. Will they stay with Chelsea under Antonio Conte? He's got other things to think about just at the moment. The match tomorrow against Spain. Italy still very much alive in the tournament, in that part of the draw.
You see what's happened here. Eden Hazard, he's earned so much space that players don't want to get tight to him because he keeps on running past him. Now he's getting the space to get his head up and pick balls out. Dangerous situation for Hungary. They need to get tight on Eden Hazard, or he will create goals.
Well, here he is again. He is determined to have the ball virtually all of the time. This is a storming run by Hazard to Mertens on the edge of the area, chopped down from behind. It's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area for Belgium. There is the yellow card. And Kadar is the man who is singled out. He gets the booking, and he will miss a quarter-final against Wales should Hungary get there.
I'm not happy with that though, Ian. You know, you don't mind the referee booking a player, and it's a bit of a cynical foul. Mertens does very well getting himself across Kadar, draws the foul, but why is Mertens putting his hand up to the referee, signalling that he wants him to get booked? That's poor play. That Kadar now misses. If Hungary do progress into the quarter-finals, he will miss that game.
Yeah, that's confirmed on the screen. He looks a little downcast, but he has to concentrate on the task ahead, and the first task ahead for Hungary is to defend this free kick, and Kevin De Bruyne is lining it up. It's only 2 yards outside of the penalty area to the right of centre. He's got Mertens alongside him, but De Bruyne, the Manchester City player, is taking full charge of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a Hungarian wall. De Bruyne chips it over the wall onto the bar. It flies up high inside the 6-yard area and is headed over the top by Lukaku. Kirai might just have got a touch on that one as well, as it went over the bar in the end. But what a free kick from De Bruyne. We watch it again, and Kirai just fingertipped it onto the bar.
Great save. I honestly can't believe how he can get it up and down from so close. I thought it was too close to go over the wall. I thought the wall might jump and he might go under it, and that's probably the only chance that side. But he obviously proves me wrong. He's got great technique, hits it on the knuckle, gets it just under that crossbar, and I've got to say, that is an absolutely superb save by Kirai. Fingertips.
He dived across with his wrong hand as well, didn't he? Just to touch it ever so gently onto the crossbar, or else that would have been 2-0 for Belgium, and surely Hungary would have been out.
And I think he was just letting everyone know that he did touch the ball by saying it's hurt him, but just to make sure that everyone knew he got a touch on the ball, Kirai.
He wants the credit when he pulls one out of the fire like that. Long ball diagonally by Belgium for Tongan in round the back. Controlled it pretty well, but now he's facing away from goal, right on the edge of the penalty area. Crisply to Hazard, out to the near side. De Bruyne infield again to Vertonghen. Now it's Witsel who just hold things together. Nainggolan is lining one up from 35 yards out. He gets it wrong. No repetition of his wonderful goal against Sweden. That's wide, but I think a second Belgian goal, I think, would be the end of Hungary. Yeah, well,
it really burst a bubble of belief that they could get back in the game. I think a second goal, just looking at that wonderful save by the oldest man in this competition, Kirai. But they've rolled the luck a little bit, but there's still only one goal in it, and as we know, and we've seen so many times, when there's only one goal in it, just one break it takes and a goal to equalise, and game on. Goals change games, and players change, the confidence changes, and it gives them more belief. So if they can stay in it, the longer they can stay in it, the better.
He's made 2 or 3 decent stops now, hasn't he, Kirai, to be fair to him? We have criticised him a bit in this tournament, particularly for his horrible error when he juggled the ball and lost it and ultimately conceded the penalty against Iceland.
The writing was on the wall, though, because he already thrown the ball between his legs the opposite way to the way he was looking in. He reminded me of John Burridge, a goalkeeper that used to play for Newcastle, Man City, Blackpool, amongst many, many other clubs, and he was a bit of a showboater. Great company though. I love spending time with John Burridge. Great character.
Yeah, Kirai too, also something of a character. Crystal Palace supporters, I'm sure, will confirm that from his days there. Here's Lukaku for Belgium. Slips it towards De Bruyne inside the penalty area and straight at the man we were talking about. He clutches it on the full, diving forward. Kirai's got the ball. He committed himself to the dive quite soon there, but De Bruyne hit it straight at him.
Tiny bit too short, that pass to De Bruyne from Lukaku. If it's a yard longer, I don't think the defender gets anywhere near him, and he walks it in towards the goal and one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But again, riding the luck a little bit here, Hungary, giving the ball away in bad positions, and straight away Belgium were onto him and diving into that final third of the game.
Here's Zizek forward to the edge of the penalty area. Lovrencic is nudged off it by Nainggolan though for Belgium, and he chips it down the far touchline. De Bruyne will chase, he won't reach it, he slips over under pressure from Naj, but no harm done. That's going to be a throw-in for Hungary inside their own half. But it's been a decent game, Trevor. We've had some barren fare over the last couple of days, 1 or 2 matches which have not really taken hold at all. I wonder what the rest of Europe made of Wales against Northern Ireland. Oh, here's an effort from outside of the penalty area from Lovrencic for Hungary, and it flies just off target. That was out of the blue yonder, really. Struck it ever so well on his right foot, rising over the top of the bar. It hit the stanchion behind the net, which gives you an idea that it was pretty close. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. While it's 1-0 to Belgium, Hungary will still have that belief. And it's out of nothing. That's concentration from the Belgian defence, not getting tight enough, a little bit lackadaisical, and a shot like that could have flew into the top corner after having probably 70-80% of possession, and most of the chances could go in 1-1 at half-time. They've got to stay concentrated at the back with all this possession. Hazard down the near side for Belgium, smuggles it into the penalty area. Lukaku, 3 defenders around him, they're ruggedly into the tackle to take it away from him. They pilfer the ball away from Lukaku, and it's up to the halfway line. Good play. And Hungary in red have played it neatly. Here is Gira looking up, plays it square to the man in the green boots, his colleague with Ferencváros Naj out to the far side. Guzmix has to chase to keep it in play. This Naj, he reminds me of a young Michael Carrick. I was with him when he was at West Ham as a 21-year-old, and the way that he just explodes into space and then gives it simple and then moves. He always looks like he's got a shield of space around him that no one can get near him. Makes fantastic angles for the ball, always looking to receive it, getting in that passing lane. Superb player, great one for the young players to watch. Lovrencic to Zizek for Hungary, 30 yards out from goal, turns into trouble, but is happy that the rebound breaks for him, and he's still got it for Hungary. He's on the edge of the centre circle, forward it goes to Pinter out wide to the near side, chance maybe for Gira to cross, it's a high one, headed away to the edge of the area, only as far as Zizek. Oh, shot just wide. Hit the post, I think it just rippled the side of the post and the side of the net, possibly on the wrong side of the net from Zizek. We're watching the replay very carefully, and I think it missed the post by an inch from Zizek. That's 2 chances in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Hungary are growing in confidence, they're getting closer to the goal, and this is warning signs for Belgium. They've had all the possession, all the chances, and all of a sudden they're conceding chances in the latter minutes of the first half. They've got to stay concentrated and be more on it. It's a very open game. Do you think maybe the Belgians should make it a tighter match? Here is Hazard, not pushed over according to the referee, though it looked like a shove by Long. He gets away with it. Hazard can't believe it. He's flat on the floor. Now he's back up on his feet, shaking his head ruefully. Now he's trying to put pressure on Long, who clears, but the ball is fed back to Hazard just outside the penalty area on his right foot. Here's Mertens, great chance for number 2, saved by Kirai again. Mertens across to Witsel. Oh, can't control the ball in front of goal. It bobbles away from him. He retrieves it inside the area. Low in again towards Mertens with a shot that's blocked. It's going to be a corner. Kirai is keeping Hungary in the game. I know they've had a couple of chances at the other end recently, but for the goalkeeper, they would have been 2 or 3 down.
Brilliant left-handed save originally by Mertens as the ball broke. Good pick out by Eden Hazard again, one touch out of his feet. What a right-handed save that is. Really difficult to get them ones that are close to you.
De Bruyne with a corner into Alderweireld, headed away by Gira this time. Nainggolan to Hazard to Nainggolan. Neat play by Belgium again, out to the far side. Chance for Meunier to cross into the centre towards Witsel, who had a chance a few moments ago. This time it's in front of him and out to the near side and cleared away by Hungary. Still 1-0 to Belgium. Could have been 5-2 or 5-3 this game.
I mean, there's been loads of chances. You've got to say Kirai's been playing out of his skin. He's made 3 or 4 exceptional saves. The goal, superb goal, but 10 minutes set piece. They didn't really have to work for it, and I think if they get to half time 1-0, they'll still kick themselves, saying they've made it too easy for Belgium to score that first goal against them.
There was a picture published earlier today, a picture taken in 1998. Kirai lining up, a team photograph in shorts. He does have knees. It's official. He also has fingers too. Touching the ball onto the bar a few moments ago. Here's a run by Meunier for Belgium, the fullback. Now the other fullback, Vertonghen to the near side, and Hazard, who drops his shoulder. He's away from long as if he isn't there, and then he's beyond his next marker. Gira, he flops to the floor. Hazard looking for a free kick, which is not forthcoming. That's twice he's gone down in the last couple of minutes looking for a free kick. And he's being warned about theatrics by the referee.
I think the referee's missed both of them. The one down in the corner where he's
what a push that was.
Bungled over, that was definitely a foul. And for me, that was such a deft touch past the defender. And he just waltzed past him and got taken out. I can't understand why the referee's not giving it. And now he's annoying the Belgians even more by giving Hungary free kicks for fun.
Hazard was too subtle for the referee there. He was certainly fouled on both occasions. The ball's on the far side via Guzmic to Lorencic, who came very close to an equaliser with that shot over the bar, and Jujak too has gone close for Hungary, who are certainly not out of the game. They have it inside Belgian territory, and here's Jujak. Mark Wilmots, the Belgian coach, has been criticised a lot for being a little one-dimensional and not changing things to suit the situation in the game. Should they be a bit tighter in midfield, because there are gaps all over the place, and Hungary have come close to exploiting them. And here they come again with Belgium backing off. Gira down the near side towards Long. Hazard is back there in the full back position, defending ever so well. He's had an absolute stormer in the first half as Hazard, and now he chips it to Vertonghen to complete the clearance up to Lukaku. Excellent bustling centre forward play across the centre circle to Witsel, and now it's Mertens, who should have made it 2-0 but was denied by Kirai. And there is the half-time whistle. No additional time at the end of the first 45 minutes, and Belgium lead by 1-0, and it's been a very entertaining first 45 minutes here. A wide open game, chances flowing at both ends, and Kirai keeping Hungary in it, but it was Alderweireld with the goal after 10 minutes. Trevor?
I've just wrote down Hazard, world class. I've not seen him play like this. It must be a year. He's getting the ball, he's taking players on, he's working back tireless for the team. And sometimes you give the armband, the captaincy, to a player, and he feels the pressure, and it's like he's got a caravan on his shoulders. It looks like this has just took the weight of expectation off him. He's the captain, he's going to lead by example, and what a first half performance that is by Eden Hazard.
And definitely better than last night's offering at this time. Half-time, Hungary 0, Belgium 1. Thanks, Mark. Yes, the ball is on the centre spot. Hungary are about to set us in motion for the second half of this match being played in Toulouse. Hungary in the second half in their red shirts, white shorts and green socks, playing from right to left, and they came close to an equaliser a couple of times towards half-time, though generally in the first 45 minutes it was all Belgium, and they should have scored 3 or 4 goals. Would have done, but for the acrobatics of Kirai in the Hungarian goal and some wasteful finishing. But this man Hazard has been electric, the Belgian captain, into the penalty area, and another great save by Kirai, stretching up high at his near post to palm it over the top of the bar for a corner for Belgium, and that was almost 2 inside the first few seconds of the second half.
He's just started the second half how he left the first half. Outstanding, scintillating, creative, and what an explosive finish that was. Brilliant save. we were surprised at the first half. It was 56% possession to Hungary. It seemed like it was all Belgium. The chances were, but obviously not the possession.
De Bruyne chips the corner deep to the edge of the area. The shot comes in from Mertens and it bounces through rather awkwardly for Kirai to drop onto the ball, and the Hungarian goalkeeper has got possession. Yes, I think a lot of the Hungarian possession was around about the halfway line inside their own half, and Belgium, when they had it, had more directness and more thrust about their play.
Yep, and we've just had 2 shots in the first minute. They had 7 shots on target in the first half, which was the most in these Group 3 games. It looks like they're going to better that if it carries on this way.
Belgium in their change kits, rather strange looking kits of the very light blue and the Belgian colours across the fronts. And now it's going to be a yellow card for Adam Long, his first of the tournament. He might have been cautioned a couple of times for his offences against Hazard in the first half, and there he brushed his hand down the face of Hazard as the Chelsea player was bursting past him, and it's going to be a free kick for Belgium down the far left hand side. Adam Long booked for a first time in the competition, but more defending for Hungary to do. They've made a change at half time, haven't had the chance to tell you. Elek is on for Gira in the midfield for Hungary at half time. So De Bruyne is lining up the free kick, 2 or 3 strides in from the far touchline down the side of the penalty area. He's got plenty to aim for in the centre, including Witsel and Alderweireld, and the ball is cannoned behind off one of the Belgian players for a goal kick. They're disputing that. They felt they should have had a corner, but Gira's gone off, the 37-year-old, and younger legs on in midfield. Akos Elek coming on for Hungary, and that surely should have been a corner. Trevor?
Yep, definite corner. The referee's got that one wrong, obviously. I think Long's challenge on Hazard was a little thing we call in the game called a reducer. It's like, behave yourself, you're having too much fun, take that elbow in your face.
Let's see if it does reduce his effectiveness. Not sure it will. Hazard has been playing absolutely brilliantly in this match. Lorencic down the near side for Hungary, crosses into the Belgian penalty area. It's allowed to bounce, headed away in the end by Vertonghen, and now Witsel for Belgium. Precise ball forward to Hazard, who takes it in his stride, of course, has it on his right foot. He ushers someone towards him. That's a bit of a dummy, though, because he makes the run himself and finds Mertens. Mertens to Nainggolan. Back to Mertens of Napoli, his first start of the tournament for Belgium. He should have scored a second goal, denied by Kirai, but the keeper should have had no chance. His pass infield for Hazard goes astray.
Poor way to
play
pass.
This time.
Poor way to pass. But I'm just looking at the way Hazard's playing, his reverse movement to receive the ball, his spatial awareness. He's dropping a shoulder and darting the opposite direction. He's bamboozling this Hungarian side. Each player that goes up against him on a one-on-one situation does not know how to deal with him. Superb play from the young man.
Well, you'd imagine that Chris Coleman and the technical staff with Wales will be watching very carefully and wondering how you stop him. I'm sure you could be more effective than the Hungarians are being.
Well, I'm not sure. It's very difficult, especially when he's got that reverse movement, because he earns a yard or two to get the ball and get turned at you, and as soon as he's got turned, you're kind of in his control, and he drops his left shoulder and goes right, or vice versa. Plays little 1-2s, little reverse movement, deft little touches. Very difficult for any defender to mark. You're better off just leaving him, letting him have a bit of space and saying, OK, you can have it that side, but you're not getting goal side of me.
Lukaku heads on for Belgium. Belgium with one change coming into this game. Carrasco on the bench and Mertens starting. Here's Zizek outside of the penalty area for Hungary. 2 converge on him defensively for Belgium, but it's back with Zizek. Now it's laid into the penalty area towards Solai with a shot on the run. The angle was too tight in the end, and he fires it over the top of the bar from the right-hand side of the penalty area. He's urging more support from the Hungarian supporters. They've made plenty of throaty roars throughout this tournament. He wants more from them, and the finish there was a little bit wild, though tricky from that angle. Yeah,
but a match tempo, tiki-taki by look or by design, I'm not quite sure, but it was match tempo, and the Hungarians were surprised themselves that they got in so easily, but the Belgians couldn't handle it. The Belgian defence couldn't handle that, and it's a chance, if he hits the target, goes across the goalkeeper, there's a chance that could either rebound in off him, or somebody could follow that in and get the goal, the equalising goal, which Hungary much need.
If it is Belgium against Wales, I think the Belgians defensively are just offering far too much space in front of their back four, and the likes of Gareth Bale could pose a problem if they do the same.
Absolutely, especially the 20-25 yards out. If he gets it on that left foot, you know, this team will be in trouble.
Here's De Bruyne inside the penalty area, low one across the face of goal and well wide. Finish that point, Trevor.
Well, that's how you miss a chance, going across goal, because anything can happen. The goalkeeper can save it, it can get ricocheted in somebody else's path. Don't go that near post and miss it the near post. It's just a waste. But going back to that, yeah, Gareth Bale, if he gets the ball in and around the 18-yard box, they can't give him that kind of space, this Belgium team, because he will punish the Belgium.
As he did in qualification, Gareth Bale scored the only goal when Wales beat Belgium in Cardiff. That was the 1-0 victory which really did pave the route for Wales to qualify for their first major tournament since 1958. Though Wales did actually reach the quarter-finals of the European Championship in 1976, but there was no finals tournament as such for anyone other than the Final Four. It was a home and away two-legged affair in the quarter-finals with Mike Smith as the captain, but that was a very good Welsh team that tends to be overlooked at times. Leighton James, Terry Orth, Brian Flynn, John Toshak. It's a corner near side for Hungary. Zizek will take it towards the penalty spot, and it's cleared away by Belgium. It was Hazard with the final clearance to the halfway line. Picked up again though by the East European. Zizek, their skipper, coming forward, floats it into the penalty area, no elevation on it, headed away easily by Alderweireld, the goal scorer. The Tottenham man striking after just 10 minutes here with a free header. Very soft goal really in the context of the game. The ball is played forward by Hungary into the penalty area. Chance for the cross to come in from the substitute Elek. It's blocked though by Belgium and they clear, but once again Hungary with pockets of space, not just outside of the penalty area but inside the penalty area.
Yeah, applying a little bit of pressure now. You know, I'm sure Bernd Stock, the manager of Hungary, is the happier of the two managers at the moment, and Wilmot will be praying for this second goal, because the longer it stays like this, you can see Hungary growing in confidence and creating chances.
Here's Zizek into the middle, Solai with a header off target, and it was good defending there from the Belgian. I think it might have been Vermaelen getting across there. The cross came in from Zizek. It was headed away by Vermaelen under heaps of pressure from Solai, who was thinking in terms of an equaliser there as he rose and was about to power the ball inside the near post in his imagination, but Vermaelen was there.
Great defending with his face from Vermaelen there. He took the ball in the face because that looked like it was going in the bottom corner, and I'm not sure Courtois could have done anything about it.
Hungary then very much alive in this game, 1-0 down. Zizek with the corner. It'll be an outswinger from this near side towards the back edge of the 6-yard box. It bounces all the way freely out to the far side, collected by Pinter. Pinter has overrun it. That's a disappointment for the Hungarian supporters behind the goal. They're attacking the end to our left. Their supporters are there, willing the ball into the net, and they were drawing breath, about to celebrate there. As Solai was rising, we can see the replay of the intervention by Vermaelen. Excellent defending by the Barcelona man.
Well, that's what defenders are supposed to do, you know, block the shot, block the header, and he did that with the unlikely part of his body, his face. 55
minutes played. Hungary with Karai in goal, then Long, Guzmix, Juhas, Kadar, Elek, Naj, Zizek, Pinter, Laurentius and Solai. I rattled through them quickly because you can't take your eyes off the game. Solai through the centre here, can't control a difficult ball with pace, and it runs through to Courtois. Courtois in goal for Belgium, then Mounier, Alderweireld, Vermaelen and Vertonghen, Witsel, Nainggolan, Mertens, De Bruyne, Hazard and Lukaku. Don't think I've missed anything there, Trevor.
No, but I'm just looking at Witsel. He's been very quiet. He's not really got on the ball. He's not played a big part. He's not been breaking much up. I'm just not sure what he brings to this Belgium team at the moment, especially while they're on top.
Here's Mertens with a cross too close to goalkeeper Kirai. He grasps the ball in front of his face and rolls it out short and a little dangerously, but Hungary are looking very composed on the ball.
No fear at all.
And they've been a better team in the last 5 minutes.
You know, the game plan seems to be working. They seem to be getting hold of the ball, but they've got to avoid doing that, giving the ball away cheaply in their own half.
Here's Hazard turning and sprinting with the ball at his feet. He's running at them, he's still going, plays it wide to Vertonghen inside the penalty area, who drags it back to, well, nobody in blue, straight to a Hungarian. And the Hungarians are streaking away with Zuzak, their captain, down the right-hand side, approaching the area. They're backing off him, including Witsel. Witsel needs to make some kind of tackle in there, doesn't. Nainggolan ushers him wide, but it's still with Laurentiis for Hungary. I don't think Witsel and Nainggolan are really doing their jobs in there for Belgium. They're not really protecting the back four. And there again, Witsel has given the ball away with a stray pass, and he's lucky that it works out. And it breaks kindly for De Bruyne, fed by Hazard, and De Bruyne is through the centre circle. He's got Lukaku in an offside position.
Good decision to come back. Nothing on. Recycles it really well, keeps possession.
Lukaku's complaining he didn't get the ball, but he was 2 yards offside.
Yeah, there was no ball there.
Hazard, left corner of the penalty area, little pirouette to Lukaku. Hazard goes for the return ball, which is not forthcoming. And Belgium slow the game down, which might be a good idea, just to take the sting out of this Hungarian response of the last few minutes. Still 1-0 to Belgium. 56 minutes played in this match in Toulouse on 5 Live from the BBC. It's a fascinating game. Certainly one of the best contests of the last 16, which isn't saying much, although France against Ireland was a decent game earlier. 1-0 Belgium. Free kick for Belgium. Yeah,
free kick to Belgium. But you know what? It's like Hungary have lulled them into a false sense of security. Like they're not interested, they're not expansive, they're not looking to go forward. And then all of a sudden they've got the bit between the teeth in the second half and they're having a right go. And Belgium look a little bit rattled at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a difficult little period for Mark Wilmots and his Belgian team. He's not changed anything. Same formation, same format, same tactics. They're playing a little off the cuff with a lot of freedom for Hazard and De Bruyne, which is great going forward, but there is another part to the game.
And I'm telling you, if Chris Coleman's looking at this in the Wales team, they're not going to be overly concerned about what they're seeing here, thinking they can't get anything out the quarterfinals. They'll be quite confident.
Here's Mertens. Sorry, he's overrun it. Has he? I think it's going to be. Is it going to be a corner? Yeah, it's a corner. He did touch it. It's a corner.
He won't be too fearful of this Belgium side and the performance they're putting in here, going into the quarterfinals if Belgium do make it through.
It's a corner for Belgium. Very much in the balance whether they do go through with this slender 1-0 advantage, but Mertens is lining up the corner from the near side. It's a high boomed one beyond the back post, headed away by Guzmix. But who's there again? Hazard to collect it on the left, pokes it to Witsel, nice back heel, back to Hazard inside the area. This is where he can be dangerous, right on the corner of the box. He's forced away from goal though. Vertonghen supplies one in towards Lukaku, coming in behind him as Mertens, and the ball spoons over the top of the bar off the Napoli winger for a goal kick for Hungary.
A bit more urgency there, and it was needed from the Hungarian defence. As this cross come in, they need to get close. Everyone's trying to get goal side, and that was a big difference from the first half, where they were a little bit caught cold with that opening goal in the first 10 minutes.
Lukaku has lost the chase on the edge of the Hungarian penalty area, and the Hungarians get the ball away. The 400-1 outsiders at the start of Euro 2016, and it's going to be a free kick for Belgium. Another foul by Long, who's on a yellow card. He has to be a little bit careful, diving in there on Kevin De Bruyne. Definitely a foul.
Should have been a second yellow card for me. That lunged into it.
He might have had 4 yellow cards by now, Long, if that was allowed.
The referee's helped him out massively there.
He's just on the one. Here's De Bruyne to Hazard.
He can't touch him.
Down the far side, he's into the penalty area, up against that man Long. Wide position. Hazard rolls the ball back to De Bruyne, and then it comes off the defender who was trying to tackle De Bruyne, and wasn't able to do that, but he did get something on the ball, and it cannons away for another corner for Belgium. And the Red Devils supporters in good voice at the moment as Belgium, just for the moment, pin the Hungarians back inside their penalty area, and they face another corner which is going to be taken from the far side by Kevin De Bruyne in front of a sea of Belgian faces. Some of the supporters have bought the alternative replica kit, unbelievably. In comes the corner. Oh, and Kurai tried to punch it away and punched it straight down into the ground in front of him, and it hopped back up into his gloves.
Very, very fortuitous. If you asked him to do that again, I'm sure he couldn't do it. It's impossible. But no, it landed in his hands. He's happy. I mean, that's a terrible challenge.
He's entertaining unless you're a Hungarian fan sometimes. And now we see another free kick given away by Hungary. Elek, this time it was on Hazard. It was a blatant, horrible trip, very cynical. Wasn't going to cause any injury, but it took Hazard right out of the game.
It's a compliment to Hazard. No one can get anywhere near him, and that's why they're fouling him so much. That's all I can say.
Another yellow card for Hungary. They're into double figures for the tournament, no doubt about that. Free kick, De Bruyne is going to take it into the Hungarian penalty area for Lukaku. It's above his head, headed away by Kadar, who's one of those on a yellow card in this game. And Kadar gets the ball back and clears. It's a terrible clearance straight to Nainggolan, who will cross deep across the penalty area. It's a great ball actually to Hazard, if that was the intention. He controls it just in from the left-hand touchline, plays a 1-2 with Witsel. Hazard again jockeying onto his left foot, back to Witsel on the edge of the area, square to Nainggolan with a shot. Oh, he screwed it wide. Very intricate build-up play there from Belgium, but a poor finish.
Hazard is on it like Scotch bonnet tonight. He is absolutely running the show. His feet are unbelievable. He's going past players like they're not there. He's a joy to watch for the wing fraternity.
But those Belgian supporters are desperate for a second goal. They do need it.
They need a second goal because there's so much belief still in this Hungarian side, and the spirit is great as well. And if they get chances, more chances, I'm sure they're going to get the breakthrough.
Still 1-0 to Belgium. 62 minutes played in this match in Toulouse on 5 Live from the BBC. Witsel to De Bruyne. Hazard is starting a run down the far side, and he's found beautifully, but he's just offside. And it's going to be a free kick for Hungary. So as things stand, Belgium will play Wales in the quarter-final on Friday in Lille on that newly laid pitch. 8 o'clock kick-off. July the 1st is Friday. Hazard was he offside?
Onside.
We're looking at the replay. He was just on,
Onside.
I think, level with the last defender, but the flag went up to deny him. As things stand, Belgium against Wales on Friday. Also in this half of the draw, Poland against Portugal. That's a definitive quarter-final. And then in the other half of the draw,
that's where the
heavyweight half of the draw.
That's where the fun and games begin.
Germany against Italy or Spain. Germany beat Slovakia 3-0 earlier. Italy and Spain is live on 5 Live tomorrow at 5. And then it's France against England or Iceland. England against Iceland is live tomorrow night from Nice. 8 o'clock kick-off. The build-up starts way before that, of course, here on 5 Live with Mark Chapman, John Murray, Alan Green and the team there in the south of France, enjoying the weather and hoping to enjoy the game. England against Iceland, the winners against France. France, who knocked out the Republic of Ireland, coming from behind to beat them 2-1 in Lyon earlier this afternoon. Gallant effort from the Republic of Ireland.
Absolutely.
They led early on, of course.
Yeah, no, listen, they can hold the head up high, give a good account of themselves, and so did the fans. It's got to be said for both Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. Credit.
Wimbledon starts tomorrow as well, right across the BBC television 5 Live Sports Extra. We start on Extra tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. And by the way, this evening at the end of the football there might be extra time and penalties, but if there isn't, 10 o'clock start. Stephen Nolan back with more political debate. There are one or two things to talk about at the moment.
Can't imagine what.
Here's Pinter just beyond the halfway line for Hungary. Nice ball to the far side to Long, who comes loping forward from right back. Infield again to Pinter. To Zizek, his skipper. Back out to Long in the green boots. Deliberates over a cross into Solai at the near post, and he's claiming a corner. What have the officials decided? They've decided on a goal kick, and Solai is complaining to the official behind the goal with a microphone. He might as well have a microwave.
You're allowed one.
Yeah.
I think he's just a little bit embarrassed because his touch was so heavy. Oh no, he's right.
Yeah.
Definitely a deflection there.
Should have been a corner.
Definitely.
And the official was kind of working his microwave and not concentrating on the game, wasn't he?
I think he's possibly saying he needs to put his glasses back on to the linesman.
He was timing the heating of his pie. But the ball is cleared away into the Hungarian half. Belgium will win it. Hazard, it runs for him kindly. Looks for Vertonghen, who's coming forward on the left-hand side. Low ball into the box is blocked, and Hungary can break with Zizek. Zizek over the halfway line. Finds Pinter. Pinter has done well coming in as a late replacement, of course, just before the kick-off when Kleinheisler went down with an injury.
Sometimes when it happens like that, you're more relaxed because you've not got yourself all heated up and concerned and nervous for the game, and you're nice and relaxed and you go in and enjoy your game, and it looks like he's done that tonight.
Throw in for Hungary on the near side. 25 minutes remaining, still on a knife edge here, really.
It's a ghastly
the match in Toulouse. 1-0 to Belgium. Throw in taken to Solai on the edge of the area, holds it up well, plays it to the edge of the area. Pinter on his left foot, hits one, takes a deflection, tipped over the bar by Courtois, and it's going to be a corner for Hungary. I think the deflection off Alderweireld, the man who scored the goal in the first half. Lovely shift of balance there by Pinter, and the shot flicked up off the heel of Alderweireld, and Courtois needed to get a black and yellow glove to that one to just tip it over the top of the bar. Corner for Hungary, and they've come close again to an equaliser. Imagine if they scored the next goal. Here is Zuzak, curls it in, headed down at the far post, but well wide by the defender, Juhaj. I just wonder how Belgium would react mentally to Hungary equalising in this game. They can be fragile.
Absolutely, and especially when you've had so many gilt-edged chances. You know, it should be 3 or 4 goals to the good now. Some great goalkeeping, a little bit more quality with the finishing. They should have been 3 or 4 up, but that was a fantastic disguised chop inside onto his left foot from 22, 23 yards. Deflection, and Courtois had to be really alert to that. Very controlled tip over the crossbar. Good goalkeeping, good play all round.
Yeah, super save under the floodlights in Toulouse. 1-0 to Belgium. The final match of another very busy day at Euro 2016 in France, and now Vermaelen has pulled down his man. It's going to be a yellow card for the Belgian centre-back. Vermaelen will be missing for any potential quarter-final. It's his second yellow card of the tournament, and they are short of centre-backs of Belgium. Pinter was the man who was steaming forward there, and Vermaelen took him out.
There's absolutely no need to go to ground. He's one of the quickest players on the defence of Belgium. Stay on your feet. He's 35, 40 yards from goal. Slow him down and get your defence around you. He dives in, mistimes his challenge, he's out of the next round.
Yeah, he misses the quarter-final, Vermaelen.
Stupid play. And he should know he's an experienced player now. Good play though, I have to say, from Hungary. Little ticky-tacky, third man running behind, and unfortunate not to get through there.
Zuzak with a free kick. It's flicked away to the far edge of the penalty area, then driven right across the face of goal, and just wide by Juhaj. The centre-back controlled it beyond the far post, lashed it low across the 6-yard box, half aiming for the far post, half hoping somebody would get a touch, and it was a whisker wide.
Wow, Witsel didn't have a clue where the Hungarian player was, far post, and that is such a dangerous ball right across the goal. One little nick and that is a goal. Unlucky. Great play again by Hungary, and they're knocking on the door now. The belief is becoming more and more in this team.
Hungary have the belief. I'm sure they can scarcely believe they're still in the game after all of the chances early on for Belgium in the first half, but Kirais kept them alive, particularly with that flick onto the bar from the De Bruyne free kick, and Hungary are threatening an equaliser. I think that's official now, with 22 minutes remaining in this match in Toulouse.
The fluidity in this Belgian side has gone. I think Mark Wilmot really needs to change it, bring on some fresh legs and change the way they're playing.
He needs to stiffen up the midfield. He's got Dembele possibly to come off the bench if he's fully fit, but again, he's a more progressive player, isn't he?
Yeah, but Dembele, he controls the ball, he looks after the ball, he's strong in possession, he keeps the ball, and that's what they need to keep possession and stop the chances coming for the Hungarian team.
Fellaini's available as well. Carrasco could be coming on very shortly. He's receiving a few touchline instructions from Mark Wilmot, so there he is, number 11. We can see him now. He's coming on for Mertens, so this is really a straight swap. They usually swap round the other way, or have done earlier on in the competition. Now it's Carrasco, the man who scored in the Champions League final in a losing cause for Atletico Madrid. He comes on and Mertens goes off, but that's like for like, really.
Absolutely, and if you look at the body language from both managers, Bernard's stock, he looks nice and calm and calculated and pleased with the way this game's going, and then you look at Mark Wilmot's, and he's on the side in the technical area, animated, getting uptight, sending out directions to his players, trying to get them up for this game. And at the moment, Hungary looked the more dangerous going forward, and if there is going to be a goal, I wouldn't bet against Hungary's getting the next goal.
If you had to guess the scoreline just by looking at the managers, you wouldn't necessarily get it right.
No, and 1-0 is a fine margin.
1-0 Belgium in front. The ball is played forward by Larencic to Solai inside the centre circle for Hungary, but he's lost it to the impish Hazard, who has won the ball back so many times, and now he makes another one of those darting runs to the left side of the penalty area, plays it across. If they can keep Hazard quiet, for the remainder of the game somehow, then Hungary have every chance of getting back into this. 1-0 Belgian lead into the final 20 minutes. Here's Nainggolan for Belgium. Arcs one high out towards the far side, should be headed away by Long, and is for Hungary. Vertonghen wins it back, and then it's touched out to Hazard, who's very tight up against the touchline on the left-hand side and drifts infield after playing a neat 1-2. Then into the box towards Carrasco, but it runs away from him, and there's Guzmix to tidy up and clear up the far touchline for Hungary.
You've got to credit the Hungarian defence as well in the midfield. Just giving that little screen in front. They're very disciplined, the lines are good, and they're restricting the Belgians to very, very few chances in this second half, apart from the first minute where they had two. Slow starters, I'd say. They've got to start each half better.
So Hungary trailing by a 0-0 as we see a replay of that excellent defending by Guzmix, who's been very strong at the back. The Wisła Krakow man plays his club football in Poland. They were just so lax after 10 minutes when they conceded that very soft goal to Alderweireld. They'll be kicking themselves if that turns out to be the only goal of the game and the night. 1-0 Belgian lead. Here's a strong run though from the back from Elek, the substitute, to Larencic into the Belgian penalty area towards the far post, just above the head of Pinder, who was coming in.
Dangerous. And
it's going to be a goal kick for Belgium.
And they've dealt with the set pieces so well since that goal, the Hungarians. Any free kick in the wide areas, they defended really well, got there first to the ball, and if they couldn't get there first, they put pressure on the Belgian player that's heading it and made sure that he doesn't hit the target. The defending's been superb since then. Just that one free kick that let themselves down, and yeah, I agree, they'll be booting themselves afterwards if that's the winning goal.
Yes, they will be unhappy Hungarians when they analyse the video of the goal they conceded here. They've got to forget about it for now though, because there's still every prospect of potentially forcing this into extra time if they can fashion another chance or two. But Belgium leading by 1-0. Here's Nainggolan for them at the hub of their midfield to Witsel. I think they've both been disappointing, and there Witsel just gives the ball away, played it to his right-hand side, straight out for a throw-in for Hungary. Very, very wasteful indeed. They could do with a Naj. Naj has shown them how to do that particular job in the team, and he's only 21, just turned 21 last week. Yeah, but
he's Hungarian, he can't play for Belgium. Witsel, though, I have to say, he's been wasteful. He's come to this tournament with a big reputation, and for me, I've not been impressed at all. He's been wasteful in possession.
Here's Vertonghen charging forward. Was he brought down on the edge of the area? Clouted away by Hungary. That's a long boot downfield. Nothing sophisticated about that, and it comes back at them with Carrasco. Carrasco turns it into his own half, and it's all the way back with Courtois. Carry on, Trevor.
Yeah, he's not been recycling the ball well. He's not been screening his defence, protecting his defence for that ball into the centre forward. I just don't know what he's brought to this Belgium side, and for me, he's been very disappointing, and he needs to improve if he wants to take this team any further. Great play.
Larencic skipping away down the near side for Hungary from the left-hand side, carving into the penalty area, delivers across to nobody at all at the far post. He had a couple of gangly figures waiting in the middle for a better delivery. He would argue nobody was coming in at the far post, and Hungary are making a change, and they are taking off the man who came into the lineup at the last moment. Adam Pinter of Ferencváros is going off, and on comes another forward, Nemanja Nikolic, leading goal scorer in the Polish league last season, Serbian-born player, and the man whose cross led to the own goal which saved the day in the match against Iceland for Hungary in the group stages. That was a 1-1 draw. Good bustling run it was by him to force the error and the own goal from the Icelandic fullback. So Nikolic is on.
Yeah, I was just thinking 15 minutes to go. I think the game is now starting to peter out a little bit for the Hungarians. Maybe Bernstock, the manager of Hungary even, needs to change it, and he has done with a goal scorer. So let's see if he can make a positive impact in this game.
Here's Hazard to Witsel, to De Bruyne, back to Witsel. He doesn't want to give it away. That's a better ball to Nainggolan, who ushers it to Meunier, coming forward from right back. Now it's Carrasco who takes up possession. Back to Meunier, who slips over, and that's behind for a goal kick for Hungary. He beats the turf in frustration, and the turf breaks up underneath his fist, and it's a goal kick for Hungary, who have got just under 15 minutes to save their tournament.
They've lost all momentum. the Belgium side. You know, they had so many chances in the first half. They started the second half like they were going to continue where they left off. They didn't. Now the change comes. Lukaku's coming off.
He's been so quiet in the second half. He was showing for the ball all the time in the first 45 minutes, and he's drifted out of it.
Very, very, very quiet second half, and yeah, I think it's a good change by Mark Wilmot, trying to bring that penetration back into this Belgium side. I'll let you name him.
Yeah, the substitute is not Benteke or Origi. It's one of the rising stars of Belgian football, Mitch Batshuayi. He comes on, he plays for Marseille. He's winning only a sixth cap. He's 22.
Has he been linked with West Ham, I think?
He has been linked with West Ham, yeah.
Not that I look out for.
Moved to the Olympic Stadium, one of your old clubs, of course.
West Ham's players.
Blackpool not being linked with him, as things stand.
Nor Cardiff.
Another one of your former clubs. Romelu Lukaku actually has been taken off in every game he's played. A couple of times you might have said he was being rested with Belgium in front, but here he'd run out of steam.
Yeah, he was very ineffective in the second half. First half, I thought he'd give a good account of himself.
Oh, here's Carrasco at an angle. Can he take the ball on and fire it goalwards? He can't. He's under heaps of pressure from Kadar. Kadar gets back and runs the ball behind.
Sensible defending there by Kadar. You know, he could have slid in there and sold himself. He doesn't. He stays on his feet. He gets that vital touch, goes out for a corner. Good defending by the Hungarian.
So it's going to be a corner for Belgium to be taken on the near side. Carrasco waiting in the middle. De Bruyne signals, plays it in. It's headed away towards the edge of the box, chested down, high bouncing ball, well controlled by Hazard, who dabs it forward. He'll have to chase that himself. Lovely ball into the middle, and it's 2-0. Brilliant finish at the far post by the man who's just come on.
I think that was his first touch, wasn't
it? His first touch of the game.
Give yourself a pat on the back, Mark Wilmot.
Mitch Batshuayi is the man who has surely sent Belgium through to the quarterfinals in a meeting with Wales. Hazard it was who made it, of course. Lovely darting run, whipped it across the face of goal, and Batshuayi was there to score. 2-0 Belgium.
Hazard has played a pass to one of his teammates. They've ignored him. He's chased it himself. Great reaction from Hazard. All right, I'll go for it. And then, how easy do you want it? Batshuayi, fantastic, easy finish. He won't get any easier international goals than that. 2-0, all over. Quarterfinals between Belgium and Wales.
Wow, what a substitution. He gets some stick, doesn't he, Mark Wilmots? We'd have thought Origi or Benteke would have come on for Lukaku ahead of this youngster with the match in a very tight circumstance. But he comes off the bench, slips the ball in, unguarded net really after the brilliant play by Hazard. Close range finish. Batshuayi has scored his third goal in 6 appearances for Belgium. 1 attempt, 1 on target, 1 goal, his record in the tournament. He's been on for seconds, and it's 2-0 for Belgium, and his price might be going up now. But it was a fairly easy finish. Here's Hazard looking for a third goal for Belgium. He's running right through them. Oh, what a fantastic goal by Eden Hazard. He's come alive tonight. He has put in a storming performance for Belgium, and they lead by 3-0 now. They will be playing Wales in Lille next Friday night. Hazard has deserved this goal. He has been stupendous.
Absolutely outstanding world-class performance. Man of the match, performance of the tournament, 3-0. He is literally led by example. Captain has led by example. Superb goal, individual goal. He had no right to take on 2 or 3 of the Hungarian players, whose spirits are low now for conceding that second goal. But what a finish, inside of his right foot, right into the bottom corner. No chance for the goalkeeper. Absolutely brilliant finish, and they've looked stronger in this last 2 or 3 minutes, but second half they've been very underwhelming for me. And again, I'm sure the Welsh boys will be looking at this without too much fear.
Well, he drifted in and in off the left-hand touchline, leaving defenders in his wake, worked the ball onto his right foot, 18 yards out, central position, eventually when he struck the ball so firmly into the corner of the net. And he has a tournament goal, does Eden Hazard, the man who showed better form right at the end of the season when all was lost really for Chelsea. And he's transferred some of that certainly into the Euros and sprinkled a bit of stardust, and now he's being taken off So the Red Devil supporters will be able to acclaim their captain. Off he comes. His first tournament goal in something like 750 minutes of action, and Fellaini is coming on. Standing
ovation for the man of the match. And you know what? You talk about Mark Wilmots, he does get a lot of criticism, but he's made one substitution because they didn't look like they had that penetration and that finishing touch. Batshuayi comes on, scores the second goal, which literally wins them the game, and then he's man of the match, his captain, who he's made skipper, scores the third, and then he brings him off to a standing ovation. That is good management.
They're just into the final 10 minutes. Well, he's found a little bit of magic stardust, hasn't he, Wilmots, and he's sprinkled it all over Hazard and De Bruyne. De Bruyne, during the course of this game, has become the first player in the tournament to create more than 20 chances in 4 games.
Yeah,
Good going.
That doesn't surprise me, though, because I watch him week in, week out for Manchester City, and we just know he's got that in the locker. His passing range is superb, his athleticism is superb, his vision is superb, and he gets the odd goal as well. So all-rounder for me, fantastic number 10, and it's great to see him in the middle of the park. He looks better there, and Hazard looks better on the right wing. Great play and adaptation from the manager, Mark Wilmot.
It's a corner for Hungary. Zuzak takes it. They're searching a consolation. It comes to long, low into the penalty area. Fellaini needs to get it away, fails to do so, and Solai fires one which is tipped over the bar by Courtois. It's going to be a corner. Solai thought he'd scored there for Hungary, spinning in a tight circle inside the penalty area, swiftly onto his right foot, tipped over the bar there by the Chelsea keeper. That was spectacular as well.
And the only thing that's been missing from this Hungarian performance is the blunt finishing. If they had a finisher who could score goals, I think they'd be well in this tie.
Lorencic tries one, and Courtois is behind this one at the second time of asking. He has the ball now carefully under his control, and the Belgians looking for a third consecutive clean sheet. They've lived a little dangerously at the back at times in this one, but they beat the Republic of Ireland 3-0, Sweden 1-0, now it's 3-0 here, and in the weaker part of the draw, as I was saying earlier, the Belgians firmly back in fashion as potential finalists.
Yeah, absolutely, but I'm sure Mark Wilmot will have concerns about that lull in that second half performance. You know, they just seem to lose belief in the formation, in the game plan, in each other. And the Hungarians were growing in confidence, and it looked in the balance the game at one stage. They've got over the line now, but I'm sure Mark Wilmot won't be plastering over them cracks. He'll be looking at it, analysing it, and seeing where they can improve for the next game.
Belgium 3, Hungary 0 on 5 Live. This time tomorrow night we'll know how close England might just be to a quarter-final as well. Their match against Iceland kicking off in Nice at 8 o'clock. Before that at 5 o'clock we've got Spain against Italy, would you believe? And then, of course, the quarter-finals beginning later on in the week. England, if they do get through, will be playing France a week today, and it will be Belgium against Wales. That's almost certain now on Friday night, July the 1st in Lille. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff on Friday. Full coverage of that, of course, on 5 Live, as Wales bid to go where no Welshman has gone before, to the semi-finals.
What a scene that'll be in Paris. France against England. Amazing.
Or Iceland, we should say.
If England do get through, I meant to say.
If they do. Karai's made another save in the Hungarian goal. Batshuayi trying his luck from a long way out.
I like his haircut.
Have been a few to admire in this tournament, it must be said. Nainggolan, we haven't said anything at all about his hair. Must be the first commentary team never to mention Nainggolan's look. Here's Batshuayi again. He's got possession just outside of the penalty area. He's big and bulky. Where's number 22? They've got a surfeit of centre forwards really to Belgium. The ball is played across the penalty area by them and straight out for a throw-in over on the far side. Hazard would have been there, but he's been taken off. Yep,
he's resting, feet up, earned his rest, been absolutely outstanding, led by example, and pretty much dragged this team over the line in the second half because they were really struggling, the Belgium side. But he's put in a captain's performance, and that's much more what we're used to seeing from Eden Hazard, especially after last season's poor performances for Chelsea.
Yeah, how do you explain the first 98% of his season last season?
Crazy. I mean, obviously there's politics involved, but for me, listen, it doesn't matter what's going on at a club. You're still employed by that football club, and you should still go over that white line and give everything for the football club.
I wonder if he'll still be there. If he does leave, the price will have gone up by a few noughts, won't it, after this performance?
Well, I'm sure Conte, after seeing this performance, wants him there desperately.
Courtois and Hazard, if they stick with Chelsea and play like this, that will be fantastic for the Stamford Bridge club next season. Here's Solai for Hungary. Shirt outside his shorts. He's certainly done a shift up front, and he finds Zuzak, his captain, who's over the halfway line. Even the Hungarian supporters, were told, were on their feet applauding the goal scored by Hazard that made it 3-0. The goal he scored just before being substituted after a virtuoso performance. There's always a UEFA delegate chosen to select the man of the match, and this must be the easiest task of the tournament.
Yeah, I think sometimes you just have to accept you've come across a player who's on top form. I mean, he's had most of the season off, so you'd imagine he'd be as fresh as a daisy, and he looks it, and he looks in top form. He's confident. He's taken that mantle of being captain of the Red Arrows, and he looks like he's going from one strength to another platform.
Yeah, Red Arrows, Red Devils, they don't mind. They're winning 3-0. Zizak is going to take this free kick for Hungary straight into a Belgian wall. They block it well. One of them stayed down. I think it's Witsel who's taken a bit of a blow. Possibly right in the Witsels by the look of it.
Yeah, it's in and around his groin, and he looks like he's in a serious amount of pain. I don't envy him there.
Well, we've criticised him, but he didn't get out of the way of that one. In fact, he got into the way of it, and he'll be regretting that. He's still down on his side, and the referee is asking for some treatment. They're a bit slow coming on, but the doctor's there now, and the physio for Belgium. They can take on a few fluids, these Belgian players who are standing around him. Mark Wilmots, he was looking very agitated, wasn't he, earlier on when Hungary were getting right back into the game at only 1-0 down. Now his calmness personified. And we're just seeing a replay of him giving out the instructions to Batshuayi before the substitute from Marseille came on, and he was basically saying, make sure you tuck it into the net with your first touch, and he followed the instructions impeccably.
Well, it's one of them, you bring a player on, you hope he's got a positive impact, you give him the information that he needs to execute when he gets on the pitch, but I mean, that was a sitter. Hazard literally put it on a plate for him, and he duly obliged. Fantastic substitution again. The decision from the manager, make or break you as a manager, and his decisions have been world class, and so have the performance from his skipper, Eden Hazard.
Here come Belgium. Is there another goal in the tank? Nobody's got 4 yet in this tournament. That could be an ambition in the final 90 seconds. Here is De Bruyne. Chips it forward into the penalty area, just away from Nainggolan. Batshuayi chases it out to the far side, and he's fouled his man, and then he kicks the ball away in frustration, and he's going to get the yellow card, the young man who scored the second goal. The referee's got to spell it now.
Yeah,
Batshuayi goes into the book.
Lacking discipline. There's no need for it. He's given the foul. Half of us is the one, 6 of the other.
And it doesn't really up in the last minute.
It doesn't really matter what he's give the foul. It's 3-0. Don't put yourself in the book unnecessarily, because that might mean if Belgium beat Wales and he picks up another booking,
you'll miss the semi.
Stupid.
There's an amnesty on yellow cards after the quarter-finals. Those on one have it wiped clean, but that is not relevant to his potential situation. Here's Solai on the edge of the penalty area for Hungary. They almost deserve a goal. Saved by Courtois, bounces out to the far side. Zuzak chips it back in towards Solai, rising, headed away to the edge of the penalty area. Laurentić, now Fellaini darts in there and wins it for Belgium, and the ball is touched to De Bruyne. Has he got the energy to thrust to the halfway line? No, he's nudged off the ball, and it's now with Kadar.
I think it was one of them challenges where you're 3-0 up and you're not that really bothered about getting there first and potentially picking up a little niggly injury.
Nainggolan coming forward, slips it forward. Here's an opportunity for Carrasco to score the fourth, and there it is. The first team to score 4 in the tournament are Belgium. They're laying down a marker for that quarter-final with Wales. Carrasco steaming forward, straight through the heart of the Hungarian defence and rattling it low beyond Kirai. Hungary 0, Belgium 4, and in every sense of the phrase, it's a hazard warning for Wales.
Yeah, and you've got to say, Nangolan's pass here, talk about weight, timing, angle, perfect. He's onside, perfect weight, takes out the defence, and it's a super finish. And you know what? I'd like to say that 4-0 flatters them, but it doesn't, because they've created 8, 9, 10 chances, hit the target so many times, and Karai's had a good game.
So very good game.
It just shows what this scoreline could have been. Very impressive forward performance. You do feel, though, Hungary deserved the goal, and it's just not happening. It's just not their night.
Hungary 0, Belgium 4. We were into stoppage time when Yannick Carrasco scored his first ever goal for Belgium, so it's a big moment for him, his first international goal on the big stage as well. The Atletico Madrid man making it 4-0. Now there's a bust-up involving Fellaini, and Fellaini has got a very stupid yellow card.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
Well, he pushed his man. I think he felt the infringement, first of all, was against him, and he was caught, and he pushed his man back. It was Solai. He was wrapping his arm around Solai, who went over. Solai objected, pushed Fellaini in the chest, and Fellaini got the yellow card, I think, for the first offence, and Solai might have been booked as well, but it doesn't really matter because Hungary are going out, and Solai was booked as well, and they're still continuing the argument.
I don't think I've seen Fellaini play a match without elbowing someone in the face. I mean, it's disgusting for me. He wraps his arm round the face of Solai and just digs his elbow into his face. It's certainly a yellow card, and probably that's why he's coming off the bench and not starting for the Red Devils.
Yeah, the Red Devils have won by 4-0. Fantastic performance in the end from Belgium to rattle in the goals. They might have had 8 or 9, but would you believe there was still a rocky patch in the game when they were only 1-0 up and the Hungarians were threatening to do something. But the Magyars are mastered in the end by a buoyant Belgium. Hazard to the fore, he was fabulous, and it's 4-0, and Belgium, well, there will be very, very awkward opposition, to say the least.
Absolutely. And you look at the class difference in both sides, and it was obvious. The longer the game went, and the more space which was being made by the Belgians, they were going to get more goals. The chances they created were numerous, and I think 4-0, I'd like to say it was flattering. It wasn't. Fantastic day at the office for the Belgians, into the quarter-final. Well done.
Yeah, 3 goals in the final 12 minutes for the country, ranked number 2, remember, in the FIFA ratings. Alderweireld, Batshuayi, Hazard and Carrasco were the goal scorers, 2 of them coming off the bench, but Hazard was the master of this Belgian showing, which was quite magnificent at times coming forward. Hungary 0, Belgium 4.